The Meade School District is discussing revisions to policies affecting transgender students. Responses from parents and members of the district now on Nightside.
No need for winter coats or rain jackets. Record high temperatures are in the forecast, but I'm also tracking a dramatic end to the warming trend in your first alert forecast.
Lawmakers are demanding an investigation into the Trump administration after war plans were revealed in an unsecured group chat. What the White House has to say. You're watching 4 News Now Nightside. And thanks for staying up with us tonight. I'm Kirsten O'Connor. Just hours ago, members of the Meade School Board voiced their concerns about the conflicting state and federal guidelines that apply to transgender students in their district. Mary Sheridan is live in studio now with more on this discussion.
Kirsten, tonight the Meade School Board shared potential revisions to the school's policy and procedure regarding transgender students. Washington State says Meade's current policy is out of line with state law, which prohibits discrimination on the basis of gender. This puts 80% of the district's funding in jeopardy. But the school board says that Washington State is out of compliance with President Trump's executive order banning transgender athletes from participating in women's sports. Earlier this month, the Meade School District sent letters to the Departments of Education and Justice for help from federal officials on this, quote, legal dilemma.
The purpose of this revision, the purpose of us reaching out for federal help is to create an accommodating policy where everyone in our school district feels welcome, supported, and has an equal opportunity.
In tonight's meeting, members of the community were invited to share their thoughts and ask questions directly to the school board. And the district is sending revisions to the policy and procedure 3211 to the Office of the Superintendent of Public Instruction for feedback. In studio tonight, I'm Mary Sheridan.
Mary, thank you. Developers in downtown Spokane have more options now. The Spokane City Council just eliminated building height limits. You may remember when we reported on this zoning ordinance back in February. Previously, buildings in downtown Spokane could be no taller than 12 stories. The goal here was to address Spokane's housing challenges. The ordinance will stay in effect until September 24th of this year. Spokane police are taking a new approach to keeping our community safe. City Council will soon vote on a proposal that will buy 8 new surveillance cameras that will specifically be used for investigations. These cameras will cost nearly $80,000. City Council President Betsy Wilkerson says 4 cameras will be visible and 4 will be hidden.
They can be moved, so we can move them to wherever the need might be. So we're not just putting a pole in the ground and that's it. So, giving the officers flexibility to go where the investigation is happening, I think that's really critical for them.
Crime Point, the company Spokane Police would buy these cameras from, says that for effectiveness of police investigations, it's critical that we do not show what these cameras will look like. If purchased, Spokane Police says it will start using the cameras immediately. And while it was on the agenda for this evening's City Council meeting, the vote to purchase the equipment did not end up happening. The Post Falls School District hopes voters will fund sports and after-school activities through a levy on the May ballot. The replacement levy will keep property taxes the same if it's approved by voters. The district superintendent says this levy shows some of the shortcomings of Idaho's current funding model for education. Every school district in the state is funded based on attendance, not enrollment.
Our funding formula in this state is 31 years old, and the idea that you would have to have every student here every day to get operational funds makes no sense.
Funding from the levy will be used for campus safety and staff, as well as the district's technical high school. Chief Meteorologist Chris Crocker joins me now. And Chris, you could feel a bit of a warm-up even today.
Oh, yes, and it is only getting started. We're going to see these temperatures really jump, Kirsten. Here is a look at our high temperatures today, and they're running between 5 and 10 degrees above average. Hit 70 in Lewiston. We were in the upper 50s in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, as well as St. Mary's. 62 in Pullman, 69 in Moses Lake, and 65 in Omak. It's going to be even warmer tomorrow. Take a look, 69 in Spokane, and look at all of the 70s on the map. 79 degrees in Lewiston, right around the Spokane area, 70 in Meade, in 9 Mile, Spokane Valley, and Liberty Lake, 72 in downtown Spokane tomorrow. not quite a record at 69. 71 is our record for tomorrow, set back in 1960. We'll get awfully close, and we'll certainly let you know if we do hit a record. Wednesday's another story, heading up to a high of 74. The record for Wednesday, 67, should beat that handily, and that was set back in 1949. Your Tuesday planner, it's not going to be a cloudless sky, a mix of sun and clouds. 51 is our average high, by the way. I will be back with your 7-day forecast, plus there's some cooler air coming in, and it may bring the threat of severe weather along with it. Kirsten.
All right, we'll see you soon, Chris. A drive-by shooting Friday night in Moses Lake killed 14-year-old Mario Amescua. He was a student at Frontier Middle School. 4 other people were shot and taken to the hospital in this, including 2 17-year-olds and a 12-year-old. Police are still looking for the shooter tonight. The shooting happened just after 9 p.m. on Friday, right in the heart of Moses Lake, just down the street from Knowles Vista Elementary. New details from the Moses Lake Police Department now saying that none of the victims have gang affiliation or were involved in criminal activity.
It's just, I feel kind of like I want to stay inside now and like just kind of sad.
Moses Lake Police seized an unoccupied suspect vehicle Friday and executed a search warrant Saturday at a home related to the shooting, but there's still no new information on the shooter or any arrests at this time. Deputies in Stevens County are being investigated for a shooting that left a man dead. Deputies went to a home near Highway 25, southwest of the town of Northport yesterday, and when they arrived, they saw the man had a gun on his hip. The sheriff's office claims he was not cooperative when he was told he was under arrest, and eventually the man ran, and deputies fired pepper balls to try to stop him. That's when investigators say the man pulled out his gun and deputies opened fire. The man was rushed to the hospital, where he later died. Officials are calling for an investigation into the Trump administration after secret war plans were leaked in a group text. What actions lawmakers are calling for and the president's response.
Pick of the night tonight is from Joan and David Fisher. They were out on a beautiful walk in the 7 Mile area around the Spokane River. I love the reflection on the river in this photo. And it looks like it's starting to look like spring. I'll be back with your 7-day forecast.
Stay up. I'll let you do whatever you want. You were here. I don't know if you remember what movie it was for.
I remember perfectly.
It was with Matt Damon.
Yes.
Yeah. And your career survived.
My career survived.
Download the KXLY Plus app on your connected TV.
4 News Now is brought to you by Hamilton. Tickets now at BroadwaySpokane.com.
All right, so let's begin.
Spend 2025 with Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Oh, no one else is clapping?
New Kimmel, weeknights on ABC. This year, turn your backyard into a fun, relaxing paradise. From Quality Spas of Spokane, the little store that sells the most hot tubs and swim spas. Made right here in the United States by Cal Spas.
All right, he's fixed. Place should be ready by game time.
Ah, sweet, man. But hey, since you're here, you want to play a quick game of horse?
I've never played before, but well, I just get into the hoop.
Yeah, something like that.
All right. Like that?
You know what? Forget the game. Show me that work you did on the furnace earlier.
Okay, yeah. That was pretty good, though, right?
Let's just worry about the furnace for now.
You think I could dunk?
Visit AutoNation Acura Spokane Valley for attractive offers on a new vehicle.
Life happens. Lucky for you, ICCU has a new kind of checking account that comes with benefits. including 24/7 telehealth.
Wait, through my ICCU checking account?
On it.
Along with a whole lot of other benefits you might need. Because being human is a full-time job.
4 News Now is brought to you by Shriners Children's Hospitals.
Welcome back. After the Trump administration revealed war plans in an unsecured group chat with a journalist from The Atlantic, lawmakers are demanding a full investigation. ABC's Melissa Adon has the details.
The White House acknowledging that Vice President J.D. Vance and members of President Trump's national security team shared detailed active war plans on a commercial messaging app, Signal. Their text inadvertently included journalist Jeffrey Goldberg from The Atlantic, who reported that he was added to the group chat by National Security Advisor Mike Waltz.
My reaction was, I think I've discovered a massive security breach in the United States national security system.
The group discussing the possible strikes on Yemen, followed by operational details of forthcoming strikes, weapons, deploying, and attacking sequencing. The attacks played out on Saturday. According to Goldberg, officials reacting after the strikes. Speaker Mike Johnson responding to this, saying the administration is addressing the inadvertent phone number that made it onto the messaging thread.
I'm not going to characterize what happened. Clearly, I think the administration has acknowledged it was a mistake, and they'll tighten up and make sure it doesn't happen again.
When asked if it is irresponsible for senior officials to discuss military plans in a group text run by a third-party app, Johnson says he does not believe National Security Advisor Mike Waltz or Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth should be disciplined for the matter. Hegseth reacting to the situation.
Nobody was texting war plans, and that's all I have to say about that. Thank you.
But lawmakers on both sides of the aisle demanding a full investigation.
This kind of carelessness is how people get killed. It's how our enemies can take advantage of us. It's how our national security falls into danger.
Hours after the texts were reported, President Trump asked about the situation, saying he was unaware.
Well, it couldn't have been very effective because the attack was very effective. I can tell you that. I don't know anything about it. You're telling me about it for the first time.
Melissa Adon, ABC News, Los Angeles.
A federal judge and President Trump are still at odds over the deportation of hundreds of Venezuelan migrants that happened last week. ABC's Karen Travers asked the president about the issue on Friday.
Mr. President, do you think you have the authority, the power to round up people, deport them, and then you're under no obligation to a court to show the evidence against them?
Well, that's what the law says, and that's what our country needs.
Today, federal judge James Bosber ruled that those deported last week were denied due process. Even before the ruling today, President Donald Trump asked for an appeals court to step in as the president was questioning the impartiality of the judge.
What we tried to emphasize is that this is an unprecedented and illegal use of the Alien Enemies Act, but not just that, they're not giving people a chance to show that they're not even members of the gang.
Early this morning, another 200 Venezuelan nationals were deported by the Trump administration. Homeland Security said in a response, quote, "We're making sure that there's consequences for being here and committing crimes in our communities." Around the Northwest tonight, in Olympia, Democrats in charge of the Senate and House released their budget proposals for the next 4 years. Senate Democrats are proposing the state spend $77.7 billion over the next 2 years, an increase of about $6.5 billion from the current 2-year budget cycle. But as they wait on revenue from the tax changes they proposed last week, they plan on using state reserves to fund the budget. And the state treasurer says this could have a negative impact on the state's credit rating.
We are dealing with incredible uncertainty now as the state of Washington, both with the federal government, wildfires, and other threats that might come our way, and just economic volatility. It is absolutely critical that the state not drain its rainy day fund. To do so would be very dangerous toward the future financial health of our state.
However, in the House, the budget leaders didn't touch the federal reserves. They also proposed new revenue sources and have similar amounts of spending and reductions. The governor's office says they are in the process of reviewing the budget proposals, but want it made clear that they want cuts first and new taxes as a last resort.
The impacts would just be too deep and too catastrophic for our communities and our kids. So we think this takes a balanced approach, and we really look forward to the conversation over the next many weeks.
A final budget must be passed by April 27th. Thousands of postal workers would be laid off in the coming weeks. This came in an announcement from the United States Postal Service last week in Seattle. Dozens of postal workers gathered outside their local branch in protest.
Fight like hell! Fight like hell! Fight like hell!
And it's not just their jobs that they're worried about, but the impacts to the communities.
It could be delays of service. It could be days of no service. It could be you might have to come pick up mail. It's all the unknown right now.
10,000 workers are expected to lose their jobs by mid-April. Well, we know the mail gets delivered rain or shine, which could come into play this week. We have both in the 7-day.
Yes, we do. And shorts, raincoats, you name it. You're going to need a little bit of everything. Probably not a heavy parka, I'll explain, but here are 4 things to know about your weather. It is going to be dry on Tuesday and warm. Warmest day of the season so far until we get to Wednesday, and then it's going to be even warmer. Record highs on Wednesday, but late Wednesday we are tracking the potential for some thunderstorms, possibly severe storms. Let's take a look at our forecast radar. I am jumping all the way ahead to Wednesday at 5 o'clock because this is something we really want you to be prepared for in case this does come to pass in the way that it might. Here we go through the evening, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock Wednesday evening, and these thunderstorms start moving through. Because of the timing, right now, it looks like it'll be occurring after dark. That will help take some of the intensity out of these storms and the potential for severe thunderstorms. But we'll hear some rumbles of thunder as this system moves through, and then some thunderstorms potentially behind the cold front that will produce these storms as well. This is a look at the lightning activity forecast going through Wednesday evening. This is 8 o'clock. The red shows isolated thunderstorm activity and lightning throughout the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area, and then it starts to taper off as we get closer to midnight. Now, this graphic is from the Severe Storms Prediction Center out of Norman, Oklahoma, and you could see that we are in this possible area, this brown area, which means that there is the possibility for severe thunderstorms. Marginal risk right now. The area in yellow just means a chance of thunderstorms. So we'll be tracking this very closely tomorrow as we get a better handle on this approaching cold front and let you know. In the meantime, download that 4 News Now First Alert weather app. If there is a severe thunderstorm anywhere near you, you are updated immediately on safety precautions, and you can track the storms on radar. The reason we are going to see that potential thunderstorm activity is a strong cold front taking us from 74 on Wednesday all the way down to 57 Thursday, and then 20 degrees later down to 54 Friday and Saturday. This white line is our average high. We will stay above average through the 7-day forecast despite that dramatic drop. It's not going to go back up. Here is the 8 to 14-day outlook. We are in, this is April 1st through the 7th. We are in that medium blue, indicating a reasonable signal of below average temperatures for that first week of April and above average precipitation. We need it. That means more snow in the mountains. That means great for our snowpack. But boy, the look at those 70-degree days sure is appealing. So enjoy for a couple of days. Then the storms come in Wednesday night. Lingering showers Friday, hit and miss rain possible this weekend, and a better chance on Monday. Overnight lows above freezing through the forecast, Kirsten.
But you said no planting just yet.
No.
We're not
Mother's
there.
Day.
Yeah.
Mother's Day. You got a ways to go.
Okay. I'll keep it in mind. Thank you, Chris. As spring has officially arrived, experts are linking spring cleaning with mental health. Psychologists are saying that as you declutter your home, it helps declutter your mind, and it can help you to manage stress, elevate your mood, and even provide a sense of accomplishment.
Spring cleaning can help us improve our focus. It can help with energy in terms of finding small activities in order to engage with and then seeing those through to completion. If we enlist the help of others, there can certainly be a social dynamic as well.
If you're struggling to get started on your home projects, experts recommend taking advantage of days when you have more energy, because once you start, you might not stop. The genetic testing firm 23andMe has filed for bankruptcy and has disclosed plans to sell assets, potentially including customers' stored genetic data. The Idaho Attorney General has a warning for anyone who has used 23andMe. There is nothing more personal than an individual's genetic information, and allowing that to be sold off to the highest bidder raises serious consumer protection concerns for privacy. If you are looking to remove your information from the site, head over to KXLY.com for our step-by-step guide. A new free soccer clinic is coming to Spokane schools. What you need to do so your child can participate.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
We could tell you what it's capable of. Or you could find out for yourself. How we get there matters. Get exceptional offers at your local Audi dealer.
We're on with what's new this morning. What's happening now.
And what's next for you.
Get what's new now and next at 5 and 6 a.m. right here.
And right here at 7A.
Because we're on all morning long. Good Morning Northwest and GMA.
Oh, man.
Don't worry. I can take real good care of you. See? All taken care of. Works perfectly for you, right?
It's important that you are taken care of properly. At Craig Swap & Associates, we don't get paid until you win.
One call, that's all. 509-999-9999.
Okay, y'all, we got 10 orders coming in.
Starting a business is never easy, but starting at 8 months pregnant, that's a different story. I couldn't slow down. We were starting a business from the ground up. People were showing up left and right, and so did our business needs. The Chase e-card made it easy. When you go for something big like this, your kids see that, and they believe they can do the same.
Earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase with the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card from Chase for Business. Make more of what's yours. The Silverado Trail Boss. And a little work. And a little play. And a truck that says no to nothing. And Chevrolet.
It's Chevy Truck Month. Well-qualified buyers get 2.9% APR for 72 months on this Silverado.
See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
4 News Now is brought to you by Holiday Heating, Cooling, and Electric.
Welcome back. A former NFL coach made his first appearance in court today after being accused of hacking into thousands of athlete and alumni accounts. Investigators say Matthew Weiss downloaded private data from those accounts, including intimate photos. ABC's Rena Roy has more on his charges.
A former University of Michigan football coach in court in Detroit today, accused of stealing personal information from more than 150,000 student athletes for years. Prosecutors say between 2015 and 2023, 42-year-old Matt Weiss hacked the athlete databases of more than 100 colleges and universities. The U.S. Attorney's Office says Weiss was then able to access thousands of social media, email, and cloud storage accounts. Federal officials also accusing Weiss of primarily targeting female athletes and downloading their intimate photos and videos.
The scope of this is really incredible. The number of people that he targeted is beyond what you would typically expect with this kind of offense.
Weiss now facing 24 federal cybercrime charges, including unauthorized access to computers and 10 counts of aggressive identity theft. A not guilty plea entered in court today, and Weiss now out on bail. Weiss was fired from the team in 2023. The indictment was announced last week. 2 former student athletes, both women, have filed a federal lawsuit against the university and Weiss, saying the hack was an invasion of privacy. A spokesperson for the University of Michigan says they can't comment on pending litigation. Weiss started his career at Michigan as a quarterbacks coach in 2021, then also became the co-offensive coordinator a year later. Before that, he worked as coach on the NFL's Baltimore Ravens team for more than a decade.
He's got great ideas, and
If convicted, Weiss could face up to 5 years in prison on each count of unauthorized access and 2 years on each count of identity theft. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Well, the NCAA Women's Basketball Championship is heading to Spokane later this week. 8 teams will battle it out to see who will head to the Final Four. They'll be right here at the Spokane Arena, which our studio has a beautiful view of from our Skycam. Starting this week, elementary schools throughout the Spokane district will be offering free one-day soccer clinics. The clinics will be held on campus and give students the chance to develop their soccer skills, participate in exercises, and play in a scrimmage. The clinics, which are for all children 1st through 5th grade, will run Monday through Thursday through May. To find out how you can sign up your child, head on over to KXLY.com. The college basketball transfer portal, opened today, and Sydney Berger is joining us to talk about which local players you won't see on the court for the Zags and Cougs next season. Stay with us after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Alton Brown Live. Last bite, tickets at BroadwaySpokane.com.
Friday night. A man of God, a married woman, a dead husband, and a police wiretap.
It was like a car accident you couldn't look away from.
Inside a murder mystery as it unravels.
They were drinking, partying more.
They open up their marriage, meaning other couples have come into the bedroom.
There is a shooting at the rail yard.
The stunning 2020.
Someone killed my friend. They needed to pay for it.
Friday at 9/8 Central on ABC.
You go from one place to another, and then keep going. That's why AutoNation Chevrolet is here to keep you on the go. Drive a Silverado 1500 ZR2 for $10,000 off. Go to AutoNation Chevrolet today.
We all have a friend who loves the McDonald's hot, crispy Filet-O-Fish. My friend, you could be that friend.
Friends don't let friends miss buy one, add one for $1 on these classics.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
This year, turn your backyard into a fun, relaxing paradise. From Quality Spas of Spokane, the little store that sells the most hot tubs and swim spas. Made right here in the United States by Cal Spas.
Which is better, the Honda Ridgeline or the Toyota Tacoma? Well, the Honda Ridgeline is built right here in America. Tacoma is not. In fact, the Honda Ridgeline is in the top 10 on Cars.com's American Made Index. Tacoma didn't even make the list. Plus, Ridgeline comes standard with more horsepower and all-wheel drive. And right now, well-qualified buyers can get the Honda Ridgeline with 1.9% APR financing. For details, see your Inland Northwest Honda dealer today.
Spokane and North Idaho's country leader. The big 99.9 Coyote Country.
The college basketball transfer portal opened today, and it didn't take long for the Zags to lose their first player. So far, sophomore Dusty Stromer is the first Bulldog on this roster to enter his name. And from his productivity in the WCC and NCAA tournaments, the news he's looking for somewhere else to go might not feel too shocking. The guard played at Gonzaga for 2 seasons and appeared in all but 1 game in his college career so far. His final game wearing the Bulldog logo came in the Zags' second-round March Madness exit against Houston. Stromer saw the court for just 3 minutes on Saturday, and this season he averaged 4.8 points in over 23 minutes per game, but wasn't as productive as he or many probably anticipated after his freshman year. As far as other players who aren't returning, we saw Ryan Nemhard, Nolan Hickman, Ben Gregg, and Caleb Battle play their final game for the program in Wichita. Those 4 are out of college eligibility. Those are big shoes to replace, so it's up to Mark Few and the staff to recruit, possibly grab some veterans in the portal, and maintain bigs like Graham Ike, Braden Huff, and Michael Ajayi, who still have some eligibility left. It's unclear what those 3 have planned for next year, and they say it's hard to think about when they're still dwelling on a heartbreaking loss.
Just big credit to my guys, man, especially my senior group who has to leave after this. It's been a hell of a ride. It's been a pleasure. They've made me so much better, not only as a basketball player, but as a person.
Yeah, it's gonna hurt for a while, and it's gonna be hard to watch some of these teams play in the later rounds. And but yeah, I mean, I can't say it enough. I'm just super proud of this group.
Gonzaga slid right past 9-seed Georgia in the first round of March Madness, which punched their ticket to a game against #1 Houston. Great Mike had 27 points in the loss, 23 of those coming in the second half, but Gonzaga couldn't overcome the Cougars in that second round game. Another player in the transfer portal is Nate Calmese from Washington State. Calmese spent 1 season as a Coug after transferring from UW the previous season. The guard ended his WSU career averaging 15.2 points and 4.4 assists. Calmese joins Isaiah Watts in the portal, which was announced earlier last week, and WSU is still participating in a postseason tournament. They're playing in the inaugural College Basketball Crown and will face Georgetown next Monday down in Vegas. The Gonzaga women's team upset a 1-seeded Colorado squad in the Women's Basketball Invitational Tournament. The #4 Bulldogs sealed a spot in the WBIT quarterfinals with a 64-55 upset win over the Buffs. And now it's a ticket to Minnesota in a matchup against the 2-seeded Gophers. That game is on Thursday and tips off at 5 p.m. Pacific time. And the Spokane Arena will be hosting the Sweet 16 and Elite 8 rounds for the Women's March Madness Tournament. Some of the best teams in the country, including UCLA, LSU, Oklahoma, and UConn, are making the trip over to the Inland Northwest this weekend. If you want to get in on the action at the arena, there's more information on our website, KXOI.com. And that'll wrap us up for sports.
GMA, tomorrow morning, live. Amanda Knox. After living through the unimaginable, she comes live to GMA, the all-new morning exclusive. What does she want you to know? Amanda Knox, tomorrow morning, live on GMA.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
2 minutes for checking to Berkeley Cap. Get your exclusive Spokane Chiefs debit card from Numerica today.
Imagine yourself in a new Toyota.
Hey, there he is. Let's do this.
Hey, you ready? Yeah.
You're up, guys. All right.
Right now, you can lease a new, fun-to-drive 2025 Toyota Camry for just $359 a month. Visit Toyota.com to learn more.
Go from dreaming it to driving it today.
Yeah.
Come on.
Toyota, let's go places.
At Shriners Children's, we're home to the world's leading pediatric orthopedic care. Because so many life-changing advancements start here. We provide access to the best doctors and never allow your ability to pay for services to compromise the care your child needs. We're the first place to turn for the most common or complex orthopedic conditions. Home to possibility and empowering kids to achieve the extraordinary. Shriners Children's, the most amazing care anywhere.
It's Truck Month with the Ford crew.
Attention, please. The final days of Truck Month have arrived.
Morgan, light it up.
On it.
This is like a movie.
Okay, everyone. Time is running out for our best deals on Ranger and Maverick and America's best-selling trucks for 48 years, Ford F-Series.
Lease a 24 F-150 Super Crew 4x4 for $399 a month for 36, or buy with 2.9% for 72. Only at your local Ford dealer.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
It's going to be warm the next couple of days, and even though it says thunderstorms on Wednesday, those are going to be late in the day, and of course tomorrow we're going to have a much better handle on what that is going to look like.
We have to keep updating our apps and checking in and watching the newscasts.
Exactly. Check back with us. Of course, meteorologist Matt Gray tomorrow on Good Morning Northwest, and I'll be here in the afternoon and evening.
And in the meantime, enjoy tomorrow because, wow, What a Tuesday.
I'm excited.
Usually we don't look forward to Mondays and Tuesdays, but this time around,
Yes, bring it on.
Well, thanks for joining us for 4 News Now Nightside. We will see you, as Chris said, for Good Morning Northwest and tomorrow at 5 and 6.